Hey guys, this is Clint from CT Mad Mods, and today I'm chasing down an air bubble in my engine. I'm trying to burp that system. I've been having issues with a hose clamp back there. It's that guy right there. And I think I finally got it to stop blowing off. Otherwise, this thing's running awesome, but I've been trying to work an air bubble out of this sucker. Sorry I haven't been really updating lately, but had flooring to do at my son's house, and Kevin decided to do the swap in his, and so we've been working on his. He's been having his own issues. Aside from that, this thing runs pretty awesome. It's got lots of power. I'm really impressed with it. I'm really impressed with the PetroWorks kit that we put in it. I'm super happy with John Brown and all the help that he's given me with the wiring harness and all of that. I still need to clean up all the wires and everything in here. I still haven't done all that. Let's talk about what's been going on though. If you've been following the channel, you heard me like on my shorts mention blowing off radiator hoses. And so what happened was that radiator hose down there started leaking, and it busted a hole in it, so I changed it. And then this radiator hose blew a big hole, like right there. I was going down the road, it blew off. So I just started changing all these hoses. So I changed this one, I changed the two on the back that go to that little mixer valve right there, off into the heater core. And the one that's been blowing off the most is the one that I just showed you. And it's primarily because I can't really get it too tight. The hose clamp that I had was just like the little clampy style, and it didn't do real well. So one of the things that I thought I needed was a radiator, so I went and ordered one with the electric fan, and the electric fan didn't fit in there, and I only had about an hour to try and fit it in there. So I ended up just putting my regular manual fan back on. I didn't have time to wire in the relays. So what I'm gonna end up doing is just take an afternoon. Me and Trey are gonna get in there. We're gonna loom everything. We're gonna cut out all the old plugs, everything for the old ignition system, all the old, everything that we don't need anymore, everything that was hooked to the old carburetor and the old wiring harness, basically. Just clean it up, loom everything, zip tie everything, and then while we're in there, mount that electric fan, put the relays in, get everything fused up so we don't have any stupid fires or anything like that. And I mean, I've got a hard top for this thing that is sitting in our shop. It's been sitting in our shop for a couple of weeks, and I don't have time to go fit it on. So it's been snowing here. I know. Keep complaining, right? So things that you need to do this 1.6 liter 16 valve swap. You're gonna need an engine. You're gonna need a donor wiring harness and ECU out of the vehicle that you get the engine out of. You're gonna need at least that much of the intake, and I just went with this Spectre. It's like off the shelf air breather. You're gonna need some sort of exhaust. I ended up finding a Doug Thorley header. You're probably gonna need a radiator, and I'm gonna end up putting an electric fan in there. If you're using the tracker power steering, you're gonna have to use that, is it Trail Tough or Low Range Off-Road mount that puts the tracker power steering onto a 1.3. I just swapped it over to this engine. You're gonna need all brand new hoses, so go ahead and buy a hose kit to put all your radiator and heater core hoses, all brand new. Get you some good hose clamps, nothing made in China. Get some US made stuff, and make sure you get some good quality hoses. You're gonna have to mount your ECU somewhere, and I just temporarily threw it in there until I can get it mounted. And I still haven't put most of, I need to clean up all this wiring. It's just a bunch of spaghetti. You're gonna need a Petroworks or similar adapter kit with the Samurai flywheel, clutch, throwout bearing, and all of that. I didn't use the old Samurai clutch and stuff. I just bought all brand new. I went ahead and did a water pump, timing belt, bought a brand new alternator and brand new starter. In my case, I needed about 6 gallons of antifreeze because I kept blowing hoses off and dumping the whole system and having to replace it all again. I went ahead and bought all new plugs, wires, cap and rotor. Got a Wix XP filter and some Mobil 1 oil. You know how we do it. And you're gonna have to figure out what kind of fuel pump you want to use. Got the power steering reservoir out of the Sidekick, and I also got the reservoir for the antifreeze, and I put it way over here in the corner. Got them out of this area over here where it was really taking up a lot of space. You're gonna need to get some exhaust pipe. My Samurai with the 1.3, they had a 2-inch pipe, and they had a little 2-inch muffler, and everything was 2-inch all the way out. So I went ahead and used what was existing, and it bolted right up to my header. No matter what I do with this one, it still kind of squeaks. It's not horrible, but just annoying. Thing sounds awesome now. And probably warming up finally. Just working them bubbles out of there. Since I used my exhaust that I had on the 1.3, it had a little bit of blow by, and so I'm still working all that oil out of that pipe. Looks like that hose clamp is finally holding on. The issue was that I was hooking that hose clamp a little too far out, and it was kind of crushing the end of the pipe, that little nipple that comes from the heater core. So I had to push it in there pretty far. And then what I did was I got a 1/4-inch universal socket in 5/16 with a long extension and a 1/4-inch ratchet, and I snuck it down through all there and tightened that hose clamp up. It's kind of a pain to get down in there. You can see how hard that would be to get to that, but I got it. So on one of my videos, a commenter said, I believe he said he was in Switzerland or Sweden or something. He said what he did on his, he was having a similar problem. So there's like a rubber grommet. It's kind of like a little doghouse that houses where that hose clamp is, where those 2 pipes come out of the heater core. He said he took that off, then he pushed the hose into the cabin. That little rubber grommet right there. And he pushed his hoses inside there, and then he used his hose clamp on this side, and that's behind the heater core box back there. And he said he made his connection back there, tightened it all up, and then he turned that rubber grommet around, cut slices in it so he could fit it over the pipe, and then fit it back in there so his hose clamps were on the inside. And I thought that was a really good idea. And you know, if this thing continues to leak, I'm probably going to do something like that. But right now it doesn't look like it's leaking. I took brake parts cleaner and I sprayed it all around those hoses, and I got it basically to where it's completely dry. I can see that there's no green antifreeze coming out of there, and it's been sitting here running for about 20 minutes. The thermostat's probably opening by now, and it seems to be circulating. Whenever I hit it with the throttle, bubbles come popping out, so it's still working bubbles out. Anyways, I know this ain't much of an update. I really wanted to do some rolling shots and do a bunch of cool video. things just aren't working out for me. I hate to do that to you guys. I know y'all are interested in how it's going on. I'd love to have like filmed Kevin's install, but God, we were blowing and going with that. You know, and it pretty much went the exact same way. I'd love to get this thing up on a lift and kind of show you how we did our fuel. I was just over at Kevin's today, and he's got trash all in his tank, and he's trying to clean that out. So he's pulled his tank back off and changing filters and just having a hard time. But it's got way more power. It's way fun to drive. I can do like second gear Brodies in a parking lot. And it's just almost hitting the rev limiter. Bam, 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 bam. It's so much fun. And I could never do that with the 1.3. I could never get in the second gear trying to do a Brody. It would barely do it in first gear. So if you're thinking about doing the 1.6 liter 16 valve or even the 8 valve swap, it's well worth it. I mean, these things should have came with that engine. The 1.3 is okay, but man, it just really wakes it up whenever you put that 16V or the 8V 1.6 in it. You know, initially everybody kept saying, oh, you got a bad head gasket. It doesn't run hot. It barely warms up, honestly. And yeah, there's a ton of bubbles coming out of there. But we did the hydrocarbon test and it came back negative. I mean, the liquid in the hydrocarbon test is blue, and it says if it turns yellow, then you got air coming into your coolant system. And so we tested it a good several minutes and stayed blue, dark blue. So I don't think it's a bad head gasket. It's got lots of power. It sounds great. It runs awesome, starts right up. And no, I just don't believe it. I think it's just airlocked. It's got some air in the system. So probably wouldn't have air in the system if I quit blowing radiator hoses and heater core hoses. Anyways, all right, well, I'm gonna wrap it up right there. That's this week's video. It's just kind of a small update. I want to get you guys some rolling shots. I want to get my GoPros out, learn how to use them, get you some really good video, and do a follow-up to this of, you know, me walking around and you know, driving it around, get some rolling shots, get some drone shots, get some good footage of you know, the Samurai in action, having fun playing around town, maybe playing out in the woods. Kevin and I have been trying to get out and go riding. We've been invited several times to a couple of Jeep rides going out to the glaciers. Just can't make it. Like, I don't want to be out there messing with antifreeze all over the place with a blown hose trying to figure out how to fix it out in the woods. So I just want to get it right, get it running great, and get it back out on the road. So thanks for watching my video. Thanks for all the support, guys. We made it up to 1,000 and I'm really I'm super stoked about that. I think it's really cool that 1,000 of you guys have subscribed to my channel and are watching my content and liking and commenting and stuff. It makes me want to do it more. So thanks for watching my video, guys. Somebody wanted to be in the video. Yeah. Yeet, yeet. Yeet.